Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be She Dumped Me but Told Me to Call Her in 3 months. Should I? Well, this particular email is from a guy who's brand new to my work, and after he got divorced, he dated a woman for about 6 months, but he says he got dumped due to his clingy and needy beta male style behavior. He failed to lead, failed to focus on his purpose and mission. And after he got dumped, he did like a lot of guys did, which was kind of begging, pleading, over pursuing, trying to get another chance. But she said she was firm in her decision. But she did say that she remains curious about him and he should reach out in 3 months. Now he's wondering if he should. So as I discussed in the 7 principles to get an ex back, if the woman unilaterally ends the relationship, well, it's her job to fix it. Therefore, she's got to do all the calling, texting, and pursuing and reaching out after the breakup. In other words, she has to earn another chance with you, not the other way around, because she's the one that fucked it up. She's the one that decided she didn't want to work things out or talk or communicate or make things better. And a man who loves and values himself is not going to stick around trying to beg or plead with a woman to change her mind. He's simply going to move on, focus on himself, get refocused on his mission and purpose, and taking care of the little things that need to be taken care of so he can become a better quality man to attract a better quality woman down the road. And if she reaches out and he's still free, maybe he'll invite her over to make dinner at his place. He doesn't go to her. He doesn't go pick her up. He doesn't meet her out. He doesn't meet on neutral ground. He doesn't meet her halfway. If she wants another chance with him, she's got to come to him, make dinner at his place, and as long as I hang out and have fun and hook up 3 times in a row, then he can meet her out and pick her up. But he's got to let her do 100% of the reaching out from that point forward, because again, she messed it up. She's got to fix it. So she's got to be the one to prove that she's changed, she's remorseful, and she's going to do whatever it takes to get another chance with him and lock him down. When the guy does that, he's basically acting like a woman, and he's chasing after somebody that no longer wants him. You never try to keep somebody that doesn't want to keep you. And especially if she says, reach out to me in 3 months. She's already said she's firm in her decision, and he shouldn't reach out in 3 months because, again, she was the one that broke it off. He tried to fix things. He tried to beg and plead, and she wasn't having any of it. So therefore, he rides off in the sunset, and unless she reaches out, they're never, ever going to speak again as long as they live. So she gets to see what life is like without having him in her life anymore. And if there's any kind of interest left on her part, it'll start to bubble up and increase over time, and she'll reach out. If not, then he'll never hear from her again, and she'll completely move on. The worst thing you can do is to continue to pursue and to do what she tells you, like, hey, reach out in 3 months. All she's really saying, well, maybe I'll feel different in 3 months. Well, if she feels different in 3 months, she can pick up the phone and reach out, because, again, she was the one that ended things. So let's go through his email. And I'd say probably 80% of the guys coming to me, they got dumped or they were dating a girl and they thought things were going well, and all of a sudden, poof, they get the rug pulled out from underneath them, and they often don't understand why. So he says, hello, I've got the 3% Man book. I've listened 2/3 of the way through, and I've watched a dozen different YouTube videos. Here's my situation. I was married last fall, but started divorce proceedings and met a wonderful woman. We started dating and were together for about 6 months. In that time, she was really in pursuit of me, and we had great dates and sex, and our children really loved me. So probably initially, he's in the middle of a divorce. Probably the last thing he's really wanting to do is to date or meet somebody else. But this girl clearly probably started out with high interest, so she did all the pursuing. And like most guys, once his emotions became engaged and he became really interested in her, he started pursuing, and what happens over time, he pursues more to the point where she starts to back off. And when the average guy sees that or senses that, they think, I got to fix this. I got to do something. Let me call her more. Let me text her more. Let me call her, find out what's wrong, why she's so distant. And women will give a response like, I'm confused. I'm not so sure. There's something missing. There's no spark. There's no chemistry. I should feel different than I do. They'll get that kind of a thing. And men have to understand that women are like cats. They tend to come and go. They spend too much time with you, they get a little flaky and distant. You don't take it personally. You just understand that familiarity tends to breed contempt. And when you spend too much time together, you should expect a woman's going to get a little bored or a little complacent or not as excited as she was when you first started hanging out. And that's not something to freak you out. It's just understand that's kind of the ebb and flow of how women are, and you don't take it personally. A guy who's got his life squared away, that's focused on his mission and purpose, what he's supposed to be doing as a man, being competent and confident and growing and becoming better, he continues to move on with his life, whether she's in it or not. She becomes a complement to his life, not the center of his life. Whoa. Come on, Oshi, jumping up. So she's been with an emotionally abusive boyfriend, an ex-husband, so I was refreshing because I am emotionally mature and kind and loving to her. Well, in the beginning, she was doing all the pursuing. But obviously that changed. She says, well, I got divorced in January and her love for me increased. But around April, I showed some clingy and beta behavior and I could feel her pulling away. So again, when women start to act like a cat, especially in this case, you show weakness, because you show weakness, what happens is her attraction drops, her respect for you drops. And then you should expect a pull away. And as long as you don't freak out or come unglued, you just notice that, yeah, I kind of screwed up, made some beta male-like behavior. Let me just give her the gift of missing me and hang back and wait to hear from her. But by that point, the guy's really emotionally invested and wrapped up in his fantasy of who he wanted her to be. And so like most guys, he started to pursue, started to chase, started seeking her attention and validation instead of letting her seek his. So in essence, what he started doing was acting like a girl and less of the man he used to be when she first met. Because he was a challenge when they first met, because he had just left his wife, but there was always a potential that he could go back to her. And so she had to work to get his time and attention. But once he became fixated, he became too focused on her and acting like a girl, she got turned off and she became distant. And since he didn't know any better, things just kind of spiraled out of control. So he says, I brought it up, and 3 weeks later, she broke up with me. So he's trying to fix her low interest. And what fixes the low interest is him correcting his behavior, which obviously, if you're new, the book has it all laid out. You can read it for free at understandingrelationships.com. Even if you think I'm totally full of shit, if you apply what's in the book, again, it's free on my website. Just subscribe to the email and newsletter, create a password, and it'll open up right in your web browser. You get to try before you buy. Nobody else does that. So the book is there. You got to learn the baseline fundamentals, because these videos are real-world situations to help you implement what's in the book. So he says, I brought it up, and 3 weeks later, she broke up with me. I immediately researched what the hell happened, because most guys are like, what the fuck? I didn't see the breakup coming. And figured out I wasn't being enough of an attractive man with making decisions and being committed to my purpose. She said, well, that's great, and I remain curious, but I'm sticking with my decision. But I want you to call me when things feel different. So that tells me he came across my work, started implementing it, and then he started contacting her, basically saying, hey, I've changed. I've become a better man. I realized what I did to drive you away. And again, he's seeking her attention and validation, which is not masculine. It's a bad way to go. So we've been in no contact for 6 weeks. Well, good on you for being able to maintain that, because I know that's hard. Because we human beings make our decisions based on our emotions, and then we use logic and reason to justify those. And when you've been dumped or rejected, you tend to start pursuing. He says, I've seen her around town, which sucks, and I'm still longing for her. Well, you're longing for the fantasy of who you thought and who you wanted her to be. I've recommitted to my purpose and I'm improving my self-esteem drastically. So I'm debating about after 3 months, if she doesn't call, do I call her and set up a date at either my house or a bar? No, absolutely not. You're never ever going to call her again for any reason as long as you live. No birthdays, no Groundhog Day congratulations, no holidays, no reaching out for any reason. As far as you're concerned, she's dead to you. You did everything you could to try to fix things and she just wasn't having it. And then she tells you, yeah, call me in 3 months. In other words, call me in 3 months and if I feel different, maybe I'll go out with you. But again, she fucked it up. She wasn't willing to give you a chance. So therefore, she has to earn another chance with you, not the other way around. You need to have a complete different mindset change in how you approach this. It's her job to fix what she fucked up. That's why you're not going to reach out to her. Plus, the 7 principles get an expect details. She's got to come to you. You're not going to meet her at a bar, or meet her for coffee. If she wants to see you, she can come over and make dinner with you at your place in the evening. Because you're interested in sex and romance, not being her gay male girlfriend, or becoming Harry Honda for her, or buying her food and things to fill her belly when she's bored. And then she goes home and fucks Chad Thundercock later that night with the belly full of food that you bought for her. She must come to you, because that's what you want to see, is she's submitting to you and what you want. And she's becoming easygoing, easy to get along with, not a difficult pain in the ass, who basically tossed you aside like you were useless garbage. He says, or should I wait indefinitely for her to contact me? Well, you shouldn't wait for her to contact you at all. You should move on with your life, assume it's over, and you're probably never ever going to hear from her again, and seek to apply what's in the book so you can attract a better quality woman. Because quite frankly, this was the first girl you met and dated after your divorce. He's like, how much do I read into her comment of, I remain curious and want you to call me when 3 months will have gone by? It's like, I wouldn't do it. It's a trap. Because again, she fucked it up. She's got to fix it. And so she probably fully expects you to reach out in 3 months. And then when you don't, she's going to start to think, did he meet somebody else? Is he pissed off? Is he no longer interested in me? Did he get hit by a bus, kidnapped by aliens? Where is that guy? It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. She didn't want to give you the time of day, and you're not going to chase after somebody that says, yeah, maybe in 3 months I'll go out with you. It's like, fuck that. Have some self-respect. Go spend your time with women who are excited to be with you and excited to spend time with you, who have a hell yeah, I'd love to see you kind of attitude. Don't try to keep somebody that doesn't want to keep you. So follow what's in 7 Principles, get an X back, read the book. Again, it's free. If you haven't already subscribed to the free email newsletter on my website. And if you got a question or challenge, maybe you just had a recent breakup and you'd like to get my help and run your situation by me one-on-one, you can go to understandingrelationships.com, click the coaching tab at the top of your screen on any page, my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. If you haven't already signed up for our paying exclusive members only content and you want to support the channel and all the articles and videos and all the extra content that we do for paying members, in the video description of this video there are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify or our website understandingrelationships.com. When you get there, click the plans tab or just click the link that's in the video description. And the good news is with the website you can do a 7-day free trial so you can check out what content you get for your money. And if you choose an annual plan, you get a 25% discount for paying the whole year's premium up front. So go to understandingrelationships.com, click the plans tab, sign up for a 7-day free trial. And in the meantime, if you got questions that you'd like to run by me and Chunky and the girls, every Thursday and Friday we do a live stream for about 2 hours where we answer whatever questions you guys got. So we do Thursdays from 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time, and Friday from 1 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. That's the same time zone as Miami and New York. If you go to the homepage of my YouTube channel at Coach Corey Wayne and click the live tab, it'll have any upcoming live streams that are scheduled, and you just click on the notify button, or just tune in when we start filming and broadcasting. So until next time, I will talk to you soon.